Really meaningful for me is to do a rose ceremony. And the rose ceremony for me, I do when it is the anniversaries of their deaths and their birthdays. What I do is I take a rose for each one and I think of a beautiful memory, and I'll take a leaf, a petal off the rose, and I'll think of a beautiful memory, and then I kiss the rose and I drop it into the water. It is a ritual that I do because it's, one, very gentle, and two, very meaningful. Also, it gives me an opportunity to live in gratitude. I am grateful. Every memory I have of them is one of gratitude. So I think of a specific memory. For Matt, when it's his anniversary, I think of things like our rowdy night, that on Friday nights we would get a movie and a snack, and we would have a time of just enjoying like a slumber party. And I say, thank you, Matt. Thank you for the gift of rowdy night. And I kiss the rose and I drop it in. For Lydia, I think of her, I think of a specific memory. I think of the time that we were watching the sunset, the time that in that car, looking at that sunset and experiencing that together. I think of Lydia, and I think of the time that we were in Point Reyes and there was a rainbow that went across the sky, and we stopped the car and we looked at that rainbow, and there was something magical about that moment. And I say, thank you, Lydia. Thank you for that gift of that memory. And I kiss the rose and I drop it in. For Brian, he taught me how to live. He taught me how to love. He was the first one that ever, even in his 8.5 months of life, he taught me what death is really like. He taught me how to go gently into that part of life. And I say thank you, Brian, for giving me the gift of knowing that you're okay. After I go through the entire rose, each petal, each memory, what I have left is the stem. And in the stem there are thorns. And I kiss the thorns as well as the petals. And I say thank you. Thank you for all of life. Thank you for the difficulties. Thank you for everything you've given me. And I'll kiss the thorn and I toss it into the water. The rose ceremony has been incredibly healing for me. It has been such a gift to be able to have something that I could give. Something that I could give to honor the people around me, to honor the people that touch my life so deeply. Rituals are very important, and I hope that you can find a ritual that fits you, that touches you, that honors the ones you love. For me, it's the rose. It's a rose ceremony. It's a gift of gratitude. It's the touch of the petal on my lips, the smell of the rose, and as it goes into the water, the waters are where I spread the ashes of my wife and children. As it goes into these waters, any water, it is a symbol that I am with them, that I love them, and that I'll never forget them. And I'm grateful that they are part of my life. After the rose ceremony, when I kiss each petal and I drop it into the water, one of the most healing parts of that is to watch where they go, to watch the gentle times that there's times I've set the petals into the ocean and it's swallowed right away. There's times when I put petals in rivers and I watch it go down the river. Here I'm doing the petals in Lake Tahoe. And they're gently just drifting along. Each time I do this ceremony, it's different. You know, they say you never step in the same river twice. I agree. Not one rose ceremony has been anything like any other. Not one message that I receive is like any other. One insight. Here they drift gently towards me, actually, but I watch them. That's one of the most important parts of the rose ceremony, is after I release them, where do they go?